Hi everyone and welcome back to Sustainability Simplified. Thought I'd change this up a bit. I think if you've been following my post, you've been realizing that I've kind of been lacking some passion and enthusiasm. So I decided to focus really on some impact projects. I wanted to talk about that rather than all the negative news I've been posting. And what I realized was that all the news was great and that, but no one was reading it. And to be fair, it was probably more negative than positive, and I found that it was actually getting me down a bit. So hopefully changing this up, we're going to get some new exciting projects, talk about some exciting things, and but more importantly, let's find some of these inspirational founders and people who are working on some amazing projects out there that are actually changing the needle on climate change rather than just doing sustainability. So looking forward to this. This is episode one. Again, we're going to start, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. And welcome back. For those who don't know me, my name is Aga. I'm the founder of Privacy Technology that has been in sustainability for quite some time, but recently wanted to move more into impact sustainable projects. So a few weeks ago, I was invited to an amazing event. I won't say who they are, but it was an amazing group based here in Singapore. There were founders, VC, venture builders, and people around, I suppose, or curious around sustainable projects. And for the first time in a long time, I was actually quite inspired and thought, wow, there are actually people out there that actually want to move that needle. And I couldn't help but think that what we need to do is actually build this community and collaborate together and do that. So I kind of left there, and this is where we got to today. But what I found very inspirational was that these people from Facebook and Google, very strong technology focused people, but also the other thing I saw was that a lot of them have families, so young children, and they were not happy with where the world was going, and more importantly, what type of world would they leaving for their children and their grandchildren. And this drove a lot of the passion and their desire to work on these projects, and it really inspired me. So although I don't have children, it inspired me that there are enough people out there wanting to make change for people, predominantly their family, to create a better world. And that to me kind of resonated very well with me, given that everything I've been doing over the last 5 years is not about necessarily making a world a better place, but making companies look better, even though they may not be better. And this accord really kind of stuck with me, and I'm quite excited about exploring this further. So what's changed? Not a lot. I think for me personally, I work with large companies that have mandated obligations for reporting, and that comes in various forms, whether it is monitoring their portfolios, monitoring how they're doing as a business, monitoring their outputs, and it's all well and good, but I've not found that it is a priority. And I could be wrong, and I'd love people to come back to me and tell me this is different. But given where we are with the maturity of ESG and everything else, I am finding a lack of desire to engage in sustainability. And that's fine if you're working in the industry and that's what you want to do. But for me, it was more about getting up in the morning. What the hell am I doing? I'm trying to help these companies that don't actually have this as a desire or a requirement for them, for their company. And that kind of struck me as quite weird. I'm getting out of bed trying to help these companies look better, but they don't actually have a desire to actually make it better, if you know what I mean. So it kind of really has grinded me for quite some time. And now after the dinner, I'm more focused on trying to find these people and work with these people that actually want to shift this needle. It may be small at the start. We have no idea what this may look like for me or these other people. But you know what? The next day I got up and go, I actually want to find something that will be impactful for me, but also impactful for the planet. So as I mentioned earlier, I then made the decision I'm not going to write or blog anymore about articles that were frustrating me about us not reaching these climate commitments and everything else, and because it was just making me go more negative and negative in things that I was doing. So I wanted to now kind of swap this up, the podcast and some of these videos I am going to do on impactful projects, and interesting, surprising, I don't know how you describe it, but as soon as I made that decision, things already changed, right? So all of a sudden I have emails in my inbox about, oh, I have a look at this project, or LinkedIn reach out to me and say, hey, can you write me an article on sustainability, focusing on COP29. So it's amazing when you make that mind shift about what you don't want to do, and all of a sudden things start to present themselves. So with that said, I wanted to find some really good projects. So one of the things that hit my email box was a project called Community Waste Project based in Bali. This project is amazing. It's pioneering a new facility opened up by a group of Bali-based businesses, totally inspired by a zero waste vision. Now, it's actually been driven by Potato Head. Now, for those who have been to Potato Head, it's a beach club, it's a nightclub, but they've come together with some other businesses to basically build a waste infrastructure project that basically is trying to eliminate a lot of the landfill that comes from these restaurants and these entertainment venues. So right now, about 50% of all of the waste that come from these restaurants go into landfill. And by building this facility, but they're hoping to reduce that 50% down to 5%, which I think is amazing. And they're doing it as a non-profit, which is even better. So like-minded companies in Bali coming together to reduce landfill. They're also focusing on or have a circular approach, and their aim is transferring trash into products designed for the hospitality industry. So the product itself wants to support the circular economy where all members can buy these products at cost price. In addition, these products is a non-profit part of the income generated from the operations will be distributed to the local community. The facility itself is actually not big, but it is growing. So it's a side area, the main building, and the external spaces for parking and everything else. But as I mentioned, it's a collective between Bali-based businesses, Mexicola, Potato Head, Total Bangang, and in collaboration with Brunch Club, Fins, Lemongrass, and Peppers in Semiac. So at least there's some of the large names have signed up to this, and looking forward to see what other businesses join this collective to grow this amazing community project in Bali. So if you're in Bali, or even if you want to participate in this project, I hope that you can reach out to them. I'm going to put a link at the bottom of the video, go directly to their website. You can sign up, get involved, learn a little bit more about that project. Me, myself, we've recently bought a villa in Bali. We've been to a lot of these locations and loved them, but to actually now see that they're doing this net zero project, I think I personally would like to get involved and see how we'd like to get involved, and more importantly, everything that is generated from this in terms of any revenue, and that will go back to the community, which obviously will help improve the quality and the infrastructure of the island. So it has so many amazing tangible effects. This project is one of many that I know of in Bali that will make not only an impact in the community, but also an impact to net zero, and definitely change the needle of that net zero thing that we're talking about, that is actually doing something rather than talking about doing something. And that's what I want to get involved in, and get people like yourselves who are interested to get involved in. So please reach out. Community Waste Project in Bali, links below. If nothing else, please comment, like, subscribe, keep up to date. Tell me about some projects you're working on. We'd love to hear about it, and maybe do a story. So until next time, look forward to seeing you soon.